Good evening, guys. We will start here. Okay, we will wait for a minute or two. One thing is that you guys, you have to give mock interviews. Probably from next week, you can start giving one. Then you have to be consistent. You have to be here every day. That's it. You have to give interviews and you have to be here every day. Those are the only two things required. But mentally and physically both, you have to be here and you have to give interviews. So don't be scared of giving interviews, and assess yourself, and honestly, you should be fine here. There should not be any issue. But please be consistent. Please be interested. You may not be putting 100%, but somebody else might be putting 100%. That will be selected. That guy or girl will be selected. So anybody who's putting 100% will be selected. If you are not putting 100% for whatever reason, you will do it tomorrow. Everything is tomorrow, right? This week there is some problem. Next week, next week, next week. So if you are not putting your 100%, somebody else will. So if you put your 100%, information is there. Yeah, you guys can crack it. Kiran has a question. Okay, I'll start with. Kiran, go ahead here.
Yeah, nothing. Regarding the resume preparation support.
Sorry.
Resume preparation support.
Resume. Talk to just ping support group. They will help you out. They will have a session on CV preparation. You guys, they will optimize it for you, and then I can take a look at it. There are certain things that you need to mention that I will tell you. All those things you will have to have on your CV. There are a couple of other tips also I'll give you. So not about, but just ping support group and then tell them to host a call for you guys. If that is not happening, then please let me know.
Yeah, okay. Thank you.
Okay. But once your CV session is done, then I will give you tips that what all things I think they also have a sample CV. If they don't have a sample CV, I'll share a sample CV. Basically, there are estimation techniques, prioritization techniques, agile metrics, facilitation of events, different formats of retrospectives. There are certain 7, 8 risk management, stakeholder management. All these are basic things for a Scrum Master. All of these things should be there as a part of your CV. So have this session, and then I'll add more. And individually also, I can go through your CVs and suggest you things. No worries. But actually, there is another team that does it. It's their KRA. But in case you are all my students, so in case you are stuck, I will still go through that and help you out. Okay, so Chavan sir, yep.
Yes, sir. How we will give mock test? Actually, sir, I am hurry about that. Actually, giving mock test and all, and I need actually your guidelines also, more guidelines actually, because the thing is that in my company, so many Scrum Master vacancies. Okay, but I am not able to attend that this thing interview because of I am not prepared for that.
Okay, okay, I'll get it. So
Yeah.
how do you get better at something? By doing it. So you give one mock interview and see how. You have to give 5 or 6 interviews before you can get confident. There is no way out. When you start learning a cycle, you are going to fall here 100%. So you are going to be insulted. You are going to in some see, if you some Scrum Master, some candidates come. Can I not find fake candidates? Easily I can find fake candidates. So you can't fool me. So there will be occasions, if you are giving interviews for 10 companies, 2 companies will find out you're a fake candidate, and that is fine. And that is fine. That's not a big deal. And there is another saying, fake it till you make it. Everybody is acting here. So you after 5, 6, 7 interviews, you'll be fine. So till the time you give those interviews, the questions will start repeating themselves. So the first interview will be new thing. Second, third, fourth, these things, estimation techniques, they will keep asking you estimation techniques. They will keep asking you same behavioral questions. They will keep asking you same mid-sprint changes. They will keep asking you what is burn down, burn up charts. Same, what is velocity? How do you take capacity into consideration? Same old bloody questions. You'll be bored out of it after 5, 6, 7 interviews. So repetition is the only way to master anything. So you keep repeating the process. So don't worry, but don't get scared of people will find out that you haven't worked as a Scrum Master in the first few interviews, and that is fine. You can't fool everybody.
Okay, from where actually we have to give the mock interview?
That. So there is a team in Star Agile. You have to book. So you have paid money already for 3 mock interviews. I don't take these interviews because then it doesn't make sense. So there is a separate panel, all industry experts. Some of those people will be assigned to you. So you will give that mock interview. They will assess you on 6 or 7 different parameters. They will give you a proper feedback. Whatever your weak areas are, you will tell me, these are my weak areas. And then sometimes, once you are in the interview, then only you will know, okay, I have to ask this question to Joey. I have to cover this now. So that gives you a different insight. So you have to book those interviews with the Star Agile team. Not now, probably from next week. Then the another thing is that, let us say you are living in Bangalore. Start applying for companies in Noida where you have no intention of going. If you are in Chennai, apply to Noida. If you are in Noida, apply to Chennai. Initial interviews will be interviews where you don't want to join, just to get into the feel of those things. After 5, 7 interviews, you will get a hang of it. Your mind body mapping, all these things, you'll get used to it. So don't give interviews to organizations where you want to join.
Okay.
Is that clear?
Okay. Okay. But if I want to connect to you for more information, how I can connect you? Because I need
To
actually that
connect.
because I wanted to, appear interview in my organization. That's why. Because that is very essential because I'm working in the LTM entry. So it's a big company and I'm on the bench now. So I'm
You will be
preparing for,
ready after what is today, 12th August. 12th
yeah.
September, I will ask you, are you ready?
Okay.
You will say, Are Joy, I'll handle the interview.
Okay.
Okay.
Because my background is, technical background, totally actually. I programming and all data warehousing and so many things I did. But the thing is that if I go for managing management interview, oh, stuck. So I'm not able to explain so many
No,
things.
no,
That's
don't worry. Just give it
yeah.
1 month.
And sir,
By
I have did
12th of September,
PMP
you'll be fine. But
certification
even
also.
before that, you will be ready for a mock interview.
Okay, I have done PMP certification also, but that is no use.
Don't worry.
Okay, sorry.
Don't
Thank you.
worry.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get into. Do I see new people? No, everybody is old. This is good. Okay. Okay, yeah, Wasim sir.
Sir, good evening.
Yes, sir.
हेलो सर
Yes, yes, go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir.
सर वो 5 तारीख को जो आपने होमवर्क दिया था व्हाट इज द कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ अ टीम एंड टेक स्टैक
Tech
वो
stack I pinged yesterday, right?
हाँ हाँ
So you can do a comparison whether it is there or not. You saw that message yesterday, right?
हाँ हाँ
So you saw that. So basically, just do a comparison whether it is. So what are the UI technologies which are being used? What is the middle layer technologies that are being used? What is the backend technology? What was the database? What was the CI/CD version that you guys were using? And what were you using in terms of project tools? Jira, Confluence, Miro, whatever, Trello, whatever you want to. So those are the things that you have to mention. Testing, Cilium, what were you using for API? They can ask you, they will not get into the details. They will just ask you on top of it whether you are aware of those things or not. That's all.
कॉन्फ़िगरेशन ऑफ अ टीम सर वो PO SM वो सारे
So configuration of a team, again, I'll leave it to you what sort of company you are. Don't put it on your CV. So if you are appearing for a mid-size company or a large-size Indian domestic company, then say you were handling a team of 25, 30, 14, 18 developers, 7 QAs, 2 POs, like that you can say.
Okay.
If you are appearing for a good American company, Fortune 200 company, then you say you were handling a team of 13, 7 devs, 3 QAs, 2 POs, like that you can give. Okay.
Sir, but we want to give more, I mean, strength of the team more or less actually. Means minimum actually 9 to 10, right? So
A
if we do
minimum is
50,
9 to 10. So if you say exactly 9, it sounds very fake. So
uh,
11, 12, 13, whatever.
okay.
And whatever my suggestion would be, whatever teams you have been working in real life now, if you're working in software teams, use those examples. Assume that you are a Scrum Master there. And then if it is that way, it is more organic. If you have to, certain things you have to fake it, you will fake it. But whatever things you can drive out of your real life experiences, that will be easier to handle in the end.
Okay.
Okay. But I think at the end of the day, you guys can, whosoever is having configuration issues, they can ping me your teams. Just I'll see it whether it looks authentic or not.
And sir, one more question, sorry.
Hmm.
It's a minimum, what is the minimum duration of the project actually? Means what it
It
is,
depends. It could be a 6 month project. It could be a 3 month. It could be a year. It could be 4, 5, 6. There are
okay.
products. They are there for. I've seen products. They are running what 123rd sprint,
Yeah.
142nd sprint. That also I've seen.
Same like I also work around two years in one project actually. So like
Mhm.
that,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah. There is no golden rule. There are short-lived projects also. There are long-term projects also. It depends.
Okay, okay. Thank you.
But don't say you are working in one project from last 5 years and it's a Scrum project. It sounds very dicey.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, Deepika, madam. Hmm, I think some mic. Oh, there are two. Oh, I think Deepika. There are two Deepikas now with the same name. Is that your this thing only? Okay, okay, okay.
Joy sir, one
Uh,
thing, my team's configuration is 9 only at
That's
present.
fine. Perfect.
No, it sounds
And
fake.
it's a software team.
Yeah.
What is the product that you are handling?
Betting kiosk.
That is fine. So how many developers you have?
One tech lead, two developers, three testers, and one PO, one
One tech. So tech lead is also
developer. Yeah,
developer.
yeah,
So three
yeah.
developers,
Three testers,
three
and
testers.
one Scrum Master, one product owner, and one product manager.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
That product manager will be managing some other teams also. I mean, he'll be catering to
Yes.
some other
Yes.
teams.
Yes. True.
So is it a complex product that you need, or is it more testing oriented? I mean, why do you need 1:1 mapping of QS to devs?
Yeah, it is actually a technology shift from Delphi to .NET, and like
Hmm.
lot of new features are coming up. Like old kiosk, they're making into a new one, new look and
Upgrade
feel.
of the
Upgrade,
kiosk.
yes, yes, right.
Okay. So is the logic is there, but you once it is moved
Hmm.
to a new technology, you need to test it.
Yes, correct, correct.
Fine. So yeah, you can use it, but
Mm.
that's
Okay,
not the only team you have handled in your life.
okay,
So you have to at least so if your experience is more than 10 years and you are showing 4 or 5 years, less than 5 years of Scrum Master experience, you are not going to get calls. If you have
okay.
more than 9, 10 years of experience in IT or whatever you're showing, less than 5 years of experience as SM, you will not get calls. Anybody who has 6, 7 years of experience, try with 3 years of experience, 3.5. If calls don't come, increase it to 4, 4.5. But anybody who's more than 8, 9, 10 years of experience, please, more than 5 years. More than 5 years. पैकेज भी नहीं मिलेगा, क्या फायदा इतनी मेहनत करने. You need package also, so it has to be more than 5 years. And if you are saying more than 5 years, you cannot say that you have only handled one team. You will say you have handled 3, 4, 5 teams. A couple of them were support teams, which is Kanban teams. 2 or 3 of them were product teams. So that you are giving them you are telling them that you can handle any sort of team, so that your employability chances increase. They may have a development team, they may have a support team, they may work in a safe environment. Whatever it is, you are good enough to handle it. You cannot put yourself in a jar. No, I've only taken care of dev teams or only taken care of support teams. You have to show that you have experienced in multiple teams. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Yes, Deepika, madam. I think she is having mic issues. Yes, okay, that is fine. Yeah, Mohammed sir, I'll come back. Deepika says, having mic issue. What is configuration issue? How many should has an experience? What is your total experience? 8. Start with 4. And if 4 doesn't get you calls, 4.5, 5. Start with 4, 4.5. What is config? Configuration is what is the configuration of your team, as in how many developers, how many testers, how many POs, how many BS. And within, let us say you have 5 developers, how many Java developers, how many Python developers, how many .NET, what is the technology your team is using. So you said 2 UI developers, 3 backend developers. That's a very easy thing to say. Nobody is going to question that. 2 UI, 3 backend developers, 3 QAs, 1 BA, 1 PO, like that you can say. So this is what we are talking. This will be but I cannot give you one answer. Na? Everybody cannot use one answer. So that is why I'm saying you get some sort of configuration and then you can ping it here and then I can say whether it looks fine or not. If you have actual teams, then you can use those. Yeah, Mohammed sir. By the anything else, Deepika, does that answer your? Yes, Mohammed sir.
Yeah, this
No means he has more questions. Okay, no question. Yes, Mohammed sir.
So yesterday we spoke about the blockers, and you told that the blockers are listed in the PPT which you have provided to us, but
Yeah,
I
it's not
couldn't
there.
find it. I couldn't find it.
Very good. At least you are looking at the PPT. Very good. Okay, there is another PPT actually which has the blockers. So this is why my way of checking whether people are actually seeing PPT or not. So I'll share that PPT today. Okay, don't worry. Okay, let's move on to the today's blockers. Blockers will remain our agenda. So I'll cover the blockers first. Then I'm going to cover how the groomings are done, how the user story splitting is done. Then we'll get on to the other events and like that. Okay. Okay, so we covered 5 blockers. Now the 6th blocker is delayed feedback from stakeholders. What the hell are stakeholders? Stakeholders are people who are directly or indirectly impacted or they are interested in our product. Anybody and everybody who is interested in our product is your stakeholder, which means all your developers and QAs, are they interested? Yes, they have a deep interest in your QA manager, yes. PO, yes. Delivery manager, yes. Legal team, you have a legal team which takes care of the legality of your product. Your security team, your IT support, your customers, sales teams, operations teams, CEOs, CTOs, CIOs, directors, or any teams that have dependency on what you are producing. You could be producing, you could be outputting something and somebody would be using that data to produce something else. There could be downstream teams. Downstream teams are, you are producing some data and then that data they are using to do some analytics or whatever. So there could be downstream teams, there could be upstream teams. You could be consuming data from some team and producing some reports or whatever. So if there is dependency on other teams, those teams also are your stakeholders. So stakeholders are anybody, and I'll do a detailed analysis on how to find out who are your stakeholders, how to do that mapping, and how to manage those stakeholders. But for now, who are stakeholders? Stakeholders are anybody and everybody who is interested in your team. Now, the first stakeholder which we will talk about is your PO and your PM. My story is done, my requirement is complete, but they have to give me a confirmation whether it is good enough or not, correct? Sometimes these people will say, oh, we are too busy. They are not going to give you feedback. Let us say you are in sprint 3, you created something, feedback doesn't come. That story becomes a spillover. Then it goes to sprint 4. Still no communication from PO. Then suddenly in sprint 5, he says, oh, this is incorrect. Whatever you have done, this is not right. You are about to release something, this is not right. And then there is a huge impact. So why all of this? There is an issue because they are not responding for too many days. If that is happening, then Scrum Master has to talk to these stakeholders that, boss, without your feedback in time, without POPM's feedback in time, Agile will not work. That is the coaching you have to do. POs, PMs, and stakeholders who attend your sprint reviews. By the way, sprint reviews, we all understand what is a sprint review. Sprint review is an event where all your completed stories, you are showing it to the stakeholders. Stakeholder is leadership group and anybody and everybody who's interested in your product. Some of those people will be there in that call. It could be delivery manager, it could be CTO, it could be some other director, whosoever. Some big people will be there in that call who are interested in your product, and they will give you the feedback. So that is your sprint review. If in the sprint reviews, your stakeholders are not coming, if the POPM is not giving you feedback, then you have to coach them that, boss, based on your feedback, you will improve the product. If the feedback is not coming, then you could push the code without a feedback, and then there will be escalations from the customer. So to avoid those escalations, to improve the quality of the product, the PO-PM combination and the stakeholders, they have to give the feedback. After, if they are delaying it with 10, 20, 30 days, then the whole process collapses. They have a very important part to play. Based on their feedback, you can only improve the product. And this will also build transparency, that the teams will know, okay, this is what they have built, this is good, not good, whatever it is. They will know, they need to know honestly what is the opinion of those guys, so that the teams can improve. So this is how you will handle this thing. And this is a very common blocker. POPMs, they will delay the feedback. If the feedback is delayed, then this could be escalations. Team could be blamed that they are not producing the right product. Nobody is claiming that you are going to get it right for the first time. So it is an iterative and incremental approach. Iterative means you build a report, show it to the POPM. They say it is fine, not fine, whatever it is, then you improve upon it. So if the feedback is not coming, then you are missing that opportunity to improve the product and get to a good finished product. So that is the education or the coaching you have to do to these guys. And this will be a problem. This is how you are going to solve it. Chavan sir.
Yes, sir. Sorry. So sprint, that sprint preview, sir. So it is actually story-wise, actually how to show, or a presentation layer type show, how to show.
It is actually, it should be story-wise. So
Or
for
actual
example,
demo
you
style.
take up a feature and you say, for login functionality, we have built, these are the 2 stories we have done on this feature. So story number 1, this is what we have accomplished. Story number 2, this is what we have accomplished. And the QA and the PO combination will show. So let us say you are building login functionality. First is you have used email and password to login. So you will show, okay, this is you put email password, you are able to log in into that screen. Now you say you have also done a multi-factor authentication. You use email, you use Face ID, you use something else. Then that's another functionality that you have added. Now you have added that you have your application has the ability to securely HTTPS. You are able to use a secure connection to login. That is third story. So story wise, you can ideally show it, but it depends on the team. Sometimes they combine stories and show it at a feature level also. A mature team can probably use that approach also. Multiple stories at one go.
You
But
mean to say same
team
like
starting
demo?
out, then story wise is
Okay.
less.
You mean to say same like demo actually, demo style.
There is a difference in demo and review. Demo means it is a final product.
Okay.
Review means it is not a final product. We have built it for the first time. Now, based on feedback, we will improve our product and move it towards closure, because Agile is not saying that you give us all the requirements at one go. They are saying whatever requirement is ready now, let's build something and show it. And then based on that improve it further. So this is why you call it review, because demo means it's a final product and it should work flawlessly. That is why the word review should be used, because
That
it will set the right expectations. Because a lot of times when waterfall teams are transitioning into agile teams, the leadership is still thinking, oh, this is demo, we are going to see everything hunky dory. No, sir. We just worked on this requirement from last 10 days or last 20 days. This is where we are. Now, based on your feedback, we will improve it further. If there is a bug you find, we will fix it. If there is some enhancement you find, we'll put another story and then improve it.
okay, got it. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, Venkatesh.
Can I say the increment is equal to MVP?
No, not. Increment is whatever you have completed in one particular sprint. That is your increment. MVP is the total number of features that you have decided to put out in your first release. So let us say I have to, let us say I have to build a product, which we are, let us say I'm building, let us say I'm building this food delivery app. So I can build 50 features. Out of 50 features, product owner, product manager decides, okay, the basic 6, 7, 8 features are these, and this is what we are going to put out as our first MVP. So those 8 features will be part of your first release, which could be after 3 months, 6 months, whatever, which could have 6, 8, 10. Let us say it has 10 sprints. But whatever you complete after first sprint, that will be your increment. Whatever you complete in your second sprint, that will be your increment for second sprint. Increment is whatever work was completed during that sprint. MVP is the total number of features that you have planned for that particular release.
This with this aspect, we can say it's a version kind of a thing.
Version is something else.
Version is something else.
We'll
Okay.
get into that. How to create versions, how to decide versions in Jira and all, that will come. Don't get into all that now. But you got the difference between increment and MVP. MVP is whatever features we have decided to go with in the first release. Minimum viable product. Okay, so this is delayed feedback from stakeholders. What do? You have regular sprint review calls. And you make sure you coach your stakeholders that their timely feedback is important. If it is not there, then it could impact the quality of the product, because it is based on their feedback only. You are hoping that the product improves. Is this clear? Okay.
Yeah, is there any like by any chance if there is an issue or maybe there is some issue in the demo which we give to the product?
Okay.
So in
So
that case,
that so basically the question is, and this is a very popular interview question also, that I'm going to cover when we cover sprint review later on. But so in sprint review, where you are showing the completed work to the stakeholders, there could be a positive response, there could be a negative response, or there could be a very even more than negative, a very, very bad. So how do you deal with these situations as a Scrum Master? That we'll cover when we do the sprint reviews. It's a positive one. It's a negative one also. How do you handle? Positive one also. How do you handle? But it's a very important question. I'll get it covered when we get into the sprint review. Okay. So it's a very simple fix here. We'll do a detailed analysis, but very simple. We find out if it is negative, is it a small fix? 1 or 2 days ETA you commit. If it is an enhancement, you commit next sprint. If it is a feature revamp, then that's a longer term solution. Then that requires a sprint level planning. So I'll get to details on how do you handle this. Okay, so for now, delayed feedback from stakeholders, that's your. Then another big problem is skill gap. Skill gap is actually sometimes pay gap also. With very low paid developers, they want to do outstanding things, but you can't tell them. So skill gap is, let us say your team is great in React. It's primarily a UI based team. They are very good with React. Wonderful people. But suddenly in few stories, they get some backend logic or some Java things they have to work on, and there is only one Java expert. Everybody else is like struggling. So there is a skill gap. Or maybe you have a 2-year-old Python developer and you have too many data analytic things this guy is not able to handle. So there is a skill gap. People are not able to handle the technical aspects of the story. They are not very good at technology. So in those cases, what is it that you are going to do? Answer number one, you will get into what is popularly called as pair programming. And this is a technique which all Scrum Masters need to be aware. What is pair programming? Pair programming is, I am 8 years Python developer. You have somebody who is 2-3 years old Python developer. This 2-3-year-old Python developer is struggling. You pair them up. Pair them up means these guys work on the same story. Pair programming does not mean coaching. They will do a different story. This guy will do a different story. They will both do one story. Unfortunately, it is not. This is the real meaning of pair programming, that you work on same requirement, same story. But unfortunately, in the industry, we use it. This guy is doing some other story. The senior guy is doing some other story, and he's just guiding, spoon feeding this guy. So, because if you assign one story to 2 people, then the management will ask, oh, we will lose productivity, we can't do it. But actually, pair programming is, in real terms, one story for 2 people. Anyways, if your management understands it, great. Otherwise, the other alternative is that you assign simpler stories to the new guy and let the senior guy guide them on these stories. So that's what is popularly named as pair programming, but in real terms, that's not pair programming. Pair programming is one story and 2 people working on the same requirement. So I need to tell you the real aspect of it, but what is popularly accepted, you have to use that also in your interviews. So pair programming is where senior is tied up with junior, or it could be the other way around. Somebody is new to, so let us say there is a React guy, UI developer, who is 8-10 years experience, but now he needs to be cross-skilled also. He needs to learn little bit of Java also. So there could be a 3-year-old Java guy. He can also do the pair programming with that Java guy because he is just starting out in Java. So that is also possible. Senior in that technology can also train a otherwise senior guy, but junior in that particular skill. So pair programming is clear to all of you, I hope. Then there is another thing that is very popular, and that you have to coach to the team, that everybody should have a T-shaped skill. What is T-shaped skill is, you need to have a primary skill where you are very good, and then you need to have a secondary skill where you are not so good, but you can still work out the basics of it. So for example, I'm very good with React. So primarily, I'm going to be handling those UI stories only. But sometimes, let us say, Omkar is my Java guy and he takes on leave. He takes a leave and he is not available. And his stories are there. And some of the stories are very simple. So although my primary skill is React, but I should still be able to handle simple Java stories. I may not be able to handle expert Java stories, but simple Java stories I should be able to handle, because in the Java expert's absence, team should still be able to cover at least simpler or medium complexity stories without having to depend on that guy. So so how do you deal with skill gap? The answer is, sir, I encourage pair programming. So juniors are paired up with seniors, whether it is QA or devs, doesn't matter. And then the second is, I encourage T-shaped skills in the team, which means everybody needs to have minimum two, if not two, then three skills also. Because if you look at IPL also, all these all-rounders are more valued, right? So Hardik Pandya is a disaster of a person, but he is the most valuable player that we have got in the team. So all-rounders, people who have multi-skills, are more valuable to the team. And they have to learn, if somebody is not getting this, he's not interested in becoming multi-skill, then you have to explain them that in the market, if you have more skills, obviously you'll be valued. So, but somebody who's already 12, 15, 18 years into the industry as a Java expert, they will be, those are the people who are most reluctant to get into two skills. But that is fine also, but they can still have a additional skill. Because in Agile, you need cross-functional people. So you need to, and as a Scrum Master, you need to have these drives where you are reskilling people, you are making one-skilled guys into multi-skilled guys. That should be how you have to approach. Because in situations where simple Java tasks are pending because Java guy is not there, easily UI folks or backend folks could learn that skill, because it helps them also to increase their value in the market, and it helps the team also to complete their stories. So T-shaped skill and pair programming is the answer to skill gap. So skill gap is one of the most popular blockers. No one is confident on doing some Java stories or some backend stories, or they could be very good backend developers, but you only have one UI developer, and then these people can learn UI skills, vice versa. Two things. Then, so let us say you identify that there is a skill gap on some technology, and now let us say there is a 12-year-old Python developer and this 2-year-old Python developer, and this 12-year-old Python developer after 3 days this is nonsense, I'm not going to work with this kid, he is going to waste my time, this is bullshit. So in those cases where pair programming is not working, because the junior guy in that technology is not even clear with the basics. Pair programming can only work if at least one guy is at least clear with basics, because if it is complete hand holding, this guy even does not know basic SQL or basics of anything, then the productivity will be lost. In those cases, you have to identify the skill gap is so huge that pair programming will not work. In those cases, then you have to talk to the organization and talk to the training team and get the formal trainings on that technology. So let us say you are in a team where there are 3 SQL developers. Now then you need 2 more. So there are 2 Java guys, pure Java guys, but they have no information on SQL. You can't pair program them because they have no clue on SQL. So then those people will need to attend a formal 15-day, 20-day, 25-day training. And then they come back and then they can start with very basic stories. And then after 2 months, 3 months, they take on full-fledged proper stories. So there has to be a plan for training these people where skill gap is huge. Then the organization's training teams get into again, in organization training team also, there are 2 things. You have to find out whether internal trainers are good enough or not. If internal trainers are not good enough, then you have to ask for external trainers. if you have that clout. So these are multiple ways of how you can handle skill gap, and skill gap handling is one of the key traits of a good successful Scrum Master, because you will have to identify what your skill gaps are, how crucial they are, whether they can be filled with pair programming or pair programming will not work. If pair programming will not work, then formal training sessions with the organization, whether internal or external trainers, that again depends. And then slowly introducing these people with simpler stories and then increasing the complexity of work that they can handle. So this is how you handle skill gaps. Yes, Sudipta.
Sir, a few questions. It is like, okay, as a SM, I have identified the skill gap. But when picking up the tickets, it's solely on the developer, right? As an SM, I cannot suggest them like which a ticket who is going to pick up. So how to pair them up, like when to suggest,
No,
or how that.
pair programming as a policy or as a practice you will suggest. So
Hmm.
it's up to the team, tech lead or whosoever, they can figure it out who to pair with.
Okay.
They can decide who to pair with whom. And if that is not working, then you will think, okay, this gap is too huge to be filled, then you need formal trainings. But if the team is saying, okay,
Okay.
we
So
can't
the
do Java,
suggestion.
so why can't you do Java? Oh, we have only one developer in Java and we can't work on Java. That guy is not available, or he already has 2 stories. He cannot handle 2 more. Then you ask for more resources. Resourcing says, boss, no budget. Thank you so much. You deal with whatever you have to deal. You try for shared resources, again, not happening. Then you say, okay, we have to build skills within the team. And ideally, in Agile or Scrum, that is what we suggest. Always have multi-skilled people in your team. That teams with multi-skills people have a better chance of doing delivery rather than with. So how do you do? So then, of course, you pair program and all these things. You suggest then it is up to the tech leads how do they want to do it.
So the basic suggestion comes in the sprint planning time, like when they're picking up the tickets, or like when
These are
anytime.
offline discussions here. These are offline. You don't dwell over it in DSUs or retrospectives. Offline discussions. Okay, boss, we have to. There is a problem. We
Okay.
need more Java resources. So who is
Um,
interested in getting into Java? Okay, these are people who are interested. So how do you have basic information on Java? Can we
hmm,
use pair programming? Yes, we can. Or no, we don't know Java, but we want to. We did it few years back, but we need a
hmm,
brush up. So you have a brush up training, or no, they need a more
got
elaborate
it.
training. So what sort of training need they have? So then you get
Hmm,
into.
got it. Yeah.
Is this clear to
Thanks.
all of us? Whether you do it or not, just say all these things in the bloody interview. Okay.
Yes, sir.
In real life, you can spend all your time smoking cigarettes and drinking coffee. I don't care. But get the offer letters. Okay. What am I teaching? No. Please work hard here. Okay. Next is product owner availability. These bloody idiot. No. With all due respect, these people will play. Some will play table tennis. Some will follow, look busy, do nothing. Some will act like they are the royalty. They will act very pricey. At least half of these guys. And sometimes these are genuinely very busy people. PO has to work for 14, 16 hours a day also. That also I've seen. So sometimes they are actually very busy. They have too many things to do. So whatever it is, never escalate, please. Escalation should be your last resort. So if PO is not available for clarification, he is not there in DSU, or he is doing very bad groomings, and this is very common. Okay, this is very common, and typically these are little powerful people. They are handling a product. It is very difficult to escalate them. Also, developers are also a little scared. SM also does not have that cloud, so you have to handle this very carefully. So first have a one-on-one with these guys, explain them that if you are not there on a day-to-day basis, then you are not there in grooming or planning or review and whatever. If you are not there in review, feedback is not coming, DSUs, daily blockers are not getting sorted, clarifications, if the acceptance criteria is not clear, then again problem. So you coach them that without their presence on a day-to-day basis, team will not be able to deliver and you will be questioned. Okay, still they are not available. You have another, you give them another 10 days, another round of this gyan that you are needed or not. But tell them that if this continues, last 1 or 2 sprints, you have not been able, the team has not been able to deliver stories, and this is going to be a problem. You have already, you have been questioned on this. So, during retrospectives and during the discussion with the teams, it seems like clarifications are not being given in a timely fashion and all of those things. So, and ask whether is there anything that you can help to increase their availability? Is there any issue? Whatever, you genuinely, you try to help. You can't fake it. You have to genuinely try to help. So let us say this is not working. This guy or girl, whosoever this doesn't work. Then what do? Then you go to their boss, that so and so looks like we have an issue. There is something. This is a nice guy, is very good, but for some reason availability is not there. Don't go, this is an idiot, he doesn't come. No, please never escalate people, because people will always talk at your back. And SM is a very politically sensitive position. You have to ask very uncomfortable questions to a lot of people. You will easily make enemies in the organization. So be very careful. So sometimes you have to make enemies also. That's a separate discussion. I mean, you can always make friends. Now you reach his boss, that boss, we need to do something. We need, availability is a concern. So you either, we have to change the behavior of this person, or if he is too busy, that could also, he could be handling one more product also, or he could be handling multiple functionalities within the product. He may not have time. He's handling A, B, C, D, 4 functionalities. He is not able to divide time, that also, or he is going through a personal life crisis or some other crisis, that can also happen. So in those, and so you ask for an assistant PO or a BA to help him out. So assistant, and then slowly this person can become so good that you don't need the main PO. That also is one of the approaches that you can go to. So and always have a backup PO with you. If the main PO is not there, and it is possible, nobody is going to be available 365 days in a year or all the time. So let us say your PO is not available. What are you going to do if he's not there for 3 days or 4 days or 5 days in a sprint? That productivity is gone, because if developers don't get a clarification on their stories, if QAs don't get a clarification on their bugs, then the entire process is delayed. So you will always need to have a either it could be a senior QA, it could be some other BA. You need to have some sort of alternative arrangement done. If the alternative arrangement is not done, then you have to tell your management, whenever this guy is not there, you are already raising a risk. There will be a loss of productivity. And my suggestion is to have a backup available. If the backup is not available, then we have to take a hit on the productivity. So SM is like a doctor. Boss, if you smoke cigarettes, then you are taking a chance of cancer. But on a serious note, non-smokers get more cancer than smokers. So I'm not suggesting you smoke, but that's a different. Okay, so you get my point that please, as an SM, you cannot solve anything, but you have to diagnose it. That boss, if PO is not available, and if we don't have a backup, then you are taking a hit with the productivity. Is this clear to all of us? So how to handle PO unavailability issues, and they may ask you, okay, PO is a junior, he doesn't understand anything, he is not available, all those blah 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 things. Basic problem is PO is not doing his job. Then how do you handle it? So this is how you handle it.
Sir, this is entire communication is, I mean, oral, right? It's not written, right?
No, it could be written also. You could see, first try oral. If oral is not working, if what you call informal communication, uh,
Okay.
if informal ways is not working, then you have to formally. Sometimes that boss is also acting. He's not also helping. So then you have to put some
Okay.
emails in that boss. This is the problem, and my suggestion is to get this. Yes, of course. So, but
Okay.
informal ways are little easier and little less damaging.
Yeah.
If those don't work, then of course you have to resort to formal escalations. Obviously, if after, see, it's very simple. There is only one bullet. Am I going to kill myself or you? Obviously. Rather than me searching for a job, I would have PO searching for a job in the market.
Right.
So एक गोली है किसको मारनी है मेरे को या आपको ही मारूंगा ना मैं खुद को तो नहीं मारूंगा. So this is how it is. So friendship and good relations is good, but not at the cost of productivity. If the productivity is hampered and all informal ways are not working, then obviously you will escalate it to his boss. His boss is not responding. His boss, your boss, everybody. Doesn't matter who it is. Everybody. You have to save your team and safeguard your interest too. But you should have data. Boss, this is my DSU record, this is my sprint review, this is my calendar. This guy has not been there for last 3 sprints. I have spoken to him multiple times. This is what my plan is. Backup was also being rejected. I don't have a backup. I have raised it. So when you go to the management with the problem, first tell this is the problem, these are the steps you have taken to resolve them. Now all of these have not worked, and now you are at a stage where you need a replacement. Otherwise there will be a huge already you show, okay, there is a declining velocity, there is declining productivity. Now ask them. So one suggestion is we continue with this and try to improve this person and face productivity hit. The other is we get an immediate replacement. The third is we get somebody as a backup. So give them 3-4 options. Whenever you are going to the management, don't go, this is not working, my PO is not good, how will I? That will not work. You need to go with a calm mind and with a, okay, this is what I did, these are the options we have, then what is the best we can do? Let them suggest. Fine. Temperament. This job is only temperament. Yeah. Rest is. There are enough technical people to do coding and testing. Okay. Next is poor backlog, or what do you call poor grooming sessions or poor refinements. Backlog is all crap stories, half-baked stories. No grooming is properly done. No prioritization is done. In the sprint planning, they are still wondering which stories to pick up. All of this is if people are not clear with which stories they are going to be working, and those stories, those requirements have never been discussed. Obviously, if you start without discussion, you are going to end up having issues. So how do you solve them? Regular refinement sessions, 1 to 2 times in a week, 45 to 90 minutes. Then break down larger stories into smaller stories, which we are going to do, user story splitting. Then there is a popular technique called invest. That technique you will coach to the team, and you will tell them that every story should follow what is called an invest principle. What is that principle? We'll get into the details. 100% there will be a question in the interview. How do you coach the team on invest principle? So you have to apply invest principle to all the stories. And if that is happening, then your grooming problem is resolved. So one of the, again, very popular blockers is developers and testers are not clear on the requirements. Before taking it up, coding and testing, they do not discuss it. No grooming happens. To solve it, you must have 1 or 2 grooming sessions in every sprint. Then you will apply, invest, and you will break larger stories into smaller stories. How do you do that? We'll get into it. We'll do multiple examples from different domains to understand this. But it's the most advanced skill in the agile world to split larger requirements into smaller requirements. It will take time for you to become an expert at it, but you'll have enough information to pass an interview. Okay, then another is lack of test coverage. I'll finish this, then I'll come to you. So lack of test coverage. People are not testing enough, and there are issues in the production. You are releasing the code, you are putting it in production, and there are a lot of bugs in the production. Rather than your team, bugs, of course, we all understand, right? Bugs are issues with your code. I hope all of us have an understanding of what is in a bug. Bug is anything which is not working as expected in your code. So this is again a very popular problem. You are able to complete your story is fine, everything is fine. But when you release your code to production, customers are raising concerns. The quality of your product or code is not good. It's a very, very popular blocker. It's a very, very popular problem. Escalations come every day, every third day. So the most popular reason also for this issue is that there is not enough test coverage. So if there are 100 lines of code that you are releasing to the customer, we are only testing 40 lines. If we are only testing 40% of our code, obviously, you don't know rest of the 60% you haven't even tested. There could be issues in it. Correct? So as a Scrum Master, if you are having quality issues in your team, not enough testing is being done, then you will introduce the metric of code coverage. Code coverage is that you will identify how much of my code is getting tested. Is it 20%? Anything beyond 70, 80%, it is good. And if it is 100%, does not mean you will not get bugs. So 100% is too much a kill. So don't think that if you're testing 100% of your code, you will not get bugs. That is not how it works. So 70, 80% code coverage is phenomenal, excellent. Anything less than 40%, 50%, obviously you are taking a chance with the quality of the code. So as a Scrum Master, you will tell your developers to help the QAs to find out what is the percentage of code that they are testing. Some of these times they have to enable few configurations, but the team has to track. QA team has to take help from developers, but architect can also help, tech leads can also help. But ultimately, QA needs to know how much of their code is getting tested. I'll get into more details when we do the metrics, but enough code coverage should be there. And there is, so this is how you handle lack of testing. And of course, if there are critical bugs in your stories, you don't allow them to be closed. If there are critical bugs in your stories, you don't allow them to be closed. How do you do that in Jira? How do you block? How do you link these stories? That I'll get into. So we have covered 10 blockers so far, which are the most popular of them. And what are the issues you faced on a day-to-day basis? All of these you can discuss it in the interview. These are your day-to-day issues. PO is not available, test coverage is not there, skill gap is there, feedback is not getting from the stakeholders, all those things. Are you all getting it? This is all good? Okay. Now, Wasim sir, you can ask your question. No, Mohammed sir was asking. Yeah.
So you said that we need 1 or 2 grooming sessions in a sprint, right?
per sprint.
So it should be within a sprint, or
Within a sprint.
because
Within those 10 days, ideally in the middle of the sprint, you can have 1 or 2. It could be 3 also, depending on if it's a complex. But you need to have minimum 1 or 2, if not 3 grooming sessions. Anything beyond 3 is an overkill, but 1 to 3 grooming sessions every sprint, where you are preparing and discussing stories for the future sprints.
Okay, got it.
How to do that? I'll get into that. How to conduct a grooming session, we'll do a simulation. Abhilasha.
Yeah, so as you said, if there is any kind of critical bug in the story, so ideally, Scrum Master should not allow to like
No,
close
not
the.
Scrum Master should not allow. There is something called definition of done. So you are not
Mhm.
marking that story as done if there is a critical bug. So you will put that in that checklist. Okay, if there is a bug, you can't close the story. So all critical bugs closed, yes. Only then you check that. Only then you can close the story.
Okay, so what happens sometimes in our case, let's say if there is a bug, so sometimes they close the story and just link that bug, like this bug is still
So
open
which
with that.
means the definition of done is not applied to that team. The quality control is not there. So when you are closing a story, there has to be a checklist which we have to follow. So in that checklist, if you are allowing critical bugs to be there, still you can close the story. You are compromising your quality.
Mm-hmm.
If for the sake of faster delivery, you are doing that, it is fine. But you have to give that warning to the management that you are compromising on the quality of the product. Tomorrow, if there are customer escalations, then the team should be insulated. That is a decision which we are taking.
Like a conditional sign off
Okay.
kind of thing.
Conditional sign.
Conditional sign. Yeah. Okay.
But don't worry. DoD, I'll get into more details. I haven't even talked about DO or DoD. We'll get into more detail. Now that you have asked, I have covered it. But DoD, DOR, formally, we have to discuss it in detail.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Okay. Do we have time? Okay. I'll cover 2 more and then that's it. So then there is something called build or deployment failures, which is again very common. You are moving from dev to SIT to UAT, deployments are not happening, builds are failing, all those kinds of issues. You are not able to deliver the feature because you have deployment issues. You have written the code, everything is fine, but you can't move it to testing. The build process is failing because of configuration issues, missing dependencies, whatever it is. So this is your build or deployment failures. Who will help you in build or deployment failures? DevOps team. There is something called DevOps team. They take care of the CI/CD pipelines. I'll cover it in detail. How does this process work? If you get the story, how do you start writing the code? How you do push? All that we'll cover. But for now, build and deployment failures are there. And then if you have a CI/CD pipeline, DevOps team, they are the ones who are going to help you. If it is manual deployment, then it is going to be one tedious task to fix these issues. Then next is inter-team dependencies. You have dependencies on other teams and those teams are not delivering what you need. It could be UX designs, it could be APIs, it could be other things also. You could be consuming data from some other teams and they are not sharing whatever information they have to share, whatever else. So if you have inter-team dependencies, then you have to raise it with their Scrum Master. You have to raise it in organizational calls, those issues. And more importantly, you have to tell these dependencies before starting of the sprints. So you have to be proactive. Okay, in your grooming in sprint 4, you find out that in sprint 5, you are doing certain stories that have a dependency with other teams. So you already go and communicate with them that these are the dependent items coming your way. Do you have the bandwidth? Will you be able to take care of these? So all of that discussions you do. So if you have inter-team dependencies, then you sort it out with the other teams. As proactively you talk to their POs, Scrum Masters, and sort out these. If it is vendor, you talk to that vendor. Basically, you do a proactive approach on sorting these dependencies, and you always have a point of contact in those teams. So if these things don't go well, you have a point of contact where you talk to those guys and sort out these dependencies. And we'll deal with this in a detailed manner when we will do safe also, because in safe environments you will have these lot of interdependent teams. So how do you deal with these things? How do you create visual dependency boards and all that we'll get into. So, but for now, inter-team dependencies, you take a proactive approach. You already plan these things. Those people are aware that you have these dependencies. You talk to their Scrum Masters, POs, and all of that. And build and deployment failures. You have a DevOps team that you talk to, and they fix your deployment or build issues. You talk to your architects, you talk to your tech leads, and you try to find as quickly as possible what have to be done on the build and deployment issue. So these are your 12 blockers that we have discussed. Then one last. Excessive meetings, too many meetings. The entire day team is saying that they are doing meetings. No productive work, only meetings. That also happens. 1.5 hour DSU. Then another meeting, we will discuss bug. Then another plan. Every day news stories coming, you are planning. One day we will be a great team. Every day plan is coming. That also. So if there are too many meetings and team is complaining that out of 80 hours, they are spending 30 hours, 40 hours in meetings only, then that's a problem. Then you have to audit those meetings and reduce the non-essential meetings. So out of 80 hours, you have to calculate it should not exceed 10 or maximum 15% these meetings. So if there are troubleshooting calls, some productive calls is happening, that is fine. But if team is spending more than 15-20% of their hours in meeting, then it's a problem. You do an audit and cut down on non-essential meetings. Scrum ceremonies are time box, they are purposeful, no gossiping is happening. And if teams asynchronous communication can help avoid sometimes, these teams chat can be very useful in avoiding these meetings. People, if they can update whatever is happening, or if there are blockers, then that can also help. So these are 13 blockers that we have discussed so far. Some others we'll discuss on Thursday, and then next week we'll get into grooming calls. Yes, Sudipta.
Sir, I just want to share one experience regarding my organization. It's like last 7-8 months back, they have completely moved into Agile, hired an SM, hired a PO like that. So initial our daily Scrum was 15 minutes, and the Scrum Master used to guide us. Like on the 12th minute, he used to say like, let's wrap up. You can discuss later. But the nature of the people will start discussing the issues now. Now it has happened even today also, while in the Scrum call, he just wrote like after 15 minutes 600 to 20, and he just wrote in the chat like, I need to jump into other call, I'm moving out. So I have seen like he tried his best for like 2-3 months, and now he has left it. Like he writes and then he leaves. But the members, like mostly our tech lead, like he will take all the updates there only, will understand what is the problem, and later he will not jump. So if this happens, like how, because I have just seen the transition like that, like
So same thing, you have to talk to your tech lead
okay.
and make him understand that this call is just to find out what are the total number of blockers and who is working on what. No technical deep dives. If it is technical deep dive, then it is not a useful call, because not everybody is interested in.
Yes, correct.
One other thing, this is what you have to tell in the interview. In real life, sometimes you won't be able to solve problems, and that is fine. It's not you. You can't change the culture of an entire nation. You get this, right? Getting work done is impossible. They can't even build bloody roads in this country. Name me one city which has roads, bloody roads. There are no roads in this country. There is no place to walk. Do you understand? Walk. And we call ourselves civilized societies. Seriously. So let's not get there. We are not Mahatma Gandhi. We can't change the world. We just have to make enough money to sustain ourselves, right? So let's not get there. So, but we can't be truly revolutionaries, right? So you can't be too idealistic state. You can do your best, but ultimately, if the organization and the culture is such, to live with it. You have to still do whatever best you can do. If it is 1 hour call, try to reduce it to 40 minutes. If it is 40 minutes, try to reduce to whatever best can be done within the given circumstances.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Thanks.
More like middle of the path practical approach rather than being truly revolutionary. But sometimes you'll be very angry, but that's fine. You'll learn these things. Okay. Then Abhilasha ma'am. But
So
sometimes these transformations take time. See, people do understand it. You have to tell them, okay, let's experiment for a few days by not doing technical deep dives. If this does not help, let's go back to the technical deep dives. So give them the option. Okay, let's not do technical deep dives for next 15, 20 days and see how it works. If it doesn't work, we can go back to our. So if you tell them, no, you have to do this, I'm telling you, I am right, this is how to do. No, that doesn't work.
Like
Give them.
illusion
So
of choice.
let's say you could be wrong, they could be wrong, or they could be right, anybody. So let's try this. Let's experiment, because this clearly is not working. So if this is not working, let's try. If you are using the same key for the lock and it's not working, it's not working. You have to try some other key. Let's try some other method. Let's see if that works. If that doesn't work, we'll go to some other method. But bottom line is that something should work and improve our productivity.
Sure.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yes, Abhilash.
Can I share my experience now? We also initially
Yeah,
faced
go ahead,
this
go ahead.
this kind of scenario. At that time, what we did is like for 15 minutes, we have ended the call for 15 minutes. We have raised another call, so the technical team can discuss their technical aspects deep into that one. That call for another 15 minutes or half an hour every day, so they can progress it so well. Like that,
In
it
fact,
worked very well actually for
yes,
us.
yes. In fact, you can even do, okay, I'll keep the blockers track. Once blocker track is over, it could be 7, 8, 10 minutes. And then people who are needed for technical discussions, they can stay back and rest of us can drop. So you
They used to support
extend the
each other
DSC
and they used
also.
to work parallelly.
That also, yeah.
That helped us a lot actually in working on. So I just wanted,
Yeah,
we can try this method.
100%. And whatever has worked in your real life, 100% use those examples from real life. 100%. There is no one formula for success. Whatever is working for, and there is no one formula for all the teams also. So it depends on what the team is, your organization is, and blah, blah, blah. But ultimately, whatever has worked, and ideas can come from anybody, and you should be receptive of these and try to use. Yes, Abhilasha.
okay, so like we discussed inter-team dependency things. So should that be officially uh, I mean resolved in the Scrum? Is this the
Yes.
same meeting?
Yes, Scrum of Scrums. I'll get into it. What is this meeting? How do we do it? We'll get into it.
Okay. And
Yes.
one more thing, like
But
in
if sometimes you don't have Scrum of Scrums, I mean, you are not formally doing Scrum of Scrums, there is no such structure. But even then, if you have dependencies with the other teams, there are normally organizational calls, which where you can get into and raise it. You could have a release manager or some sort of organization forum where you can go to and say, okay, I have a dependency with this team, I need this and that. As a Scrum Master, you need to go there and voice your opinion there.
okay. And
Where they
Scrum
are
of
not formally following any safe mechanism. If it is safe mechanism, then I'll tell you details on how to.
but we can say like we can discuss this kind of okay.
Okay.
And one more thing, like in our case, actually our daily stand up runs only for 5 to 10 minutes, but our PO takes time 15-20 minutes. Like what he has a discussion with the stakeholders, what are the issues or something, so it goes more than 30-40 minutes. So like if I'm
So
the scrum master of the team, then
oh,
what should be the approach to like
so again, I have one-on-one conversation with that guy and say that although the team needs information on stakeholders, sometimes these are discussions which the team should not know. It should be between you and the stakeholders only. So not every communication with the stakeholders should be exposed to the team also. That is one thing. And let us try to time box these events to 10-15 minutes. And there are separate PO connects also, right? PO is connecting with the team. There he can do whatever he wants to do. Daily stand-up is your call. You can drive it the way you want it to.
Okay.
But be very diplomatic.
The
Say that
choose of word
there is
actually.
some agile audit which is going on. In that audit, it looks like we are not time boxing it. So let us time box it.
Okay.
Maybe stakeholder discussion we can ideally avoid with these people. So something, give subtle hints. People will catch it here.
Okay.
Okay. Because you have to have a very good relation with your PO. You can't offend this guy, right?
But in our case, actually, PO and Scrum Master both are the same person.
That's a conflict of interest. So he's pushing for the delivery, not recommended. But yeah, I know in real life they do. Yeah, Venkatesh sir.
Sir, in corporate sector, who the Scrum Master reports to?
Yeah, I think we had a discussion. It depends on organization to organization.
Because a product owner will have all the luxury that he is always in contact with the clients and stakeholders. So he will have a.
It's not a luxury, trust me. It's a pain. There are horrible people, I'm telling you. Anybody who's very powerful and rich, they don't work well. They are horrible people to deal with. Seriously, yeah. They are very, very horror. I mean, they are horror show, and especially let's not get started. So no, but typically Scrum Master would report to Agile coaches. It could be delivery managers, directors, CTOs. It depends. Worst case, you could be end up to your product manager also. You can report to. That's the worst case scenario. Yeah. Okay, can we wind up for today? You guys got 13 code. So I'll cover 2-3 more, and then these will give you enough. I already have this thing, your emails. I'll upload it on LMS also. I have to talk to this guy to upload. Okay, so most likely we'll not have a session on 15th. I'll confirm it on Thursday, but most likely not. I don't want to bother you on Independence Day. But tomorrow there is no session. So sessions are only on Monday, Tuesday, then Wednesday there is a break, and then Thursday and Friday. So there are no sessions on Wednesday. And you guys will talk to the support team for getting your CVs optimized. If that is not happening, please let me know. I'll also have a word with these guys. Yeah, Priyanka. But by the way, I'm covering some of these concepts which I discussed today. We haven't discussed in detail. But my rush is, if you know these blockers, at least you can start attending startup company interviews or some interviews. Because mostly they will ask you, what are your day-to-day activities? What sort of blockers you get and how do you resolve them? Then they will ask you estimation techniques. They will ask you how many events are there, what are good and bad things that you do in your events. Then prioritization techniques. Those are your basic things. You can clear at least startup interviews. Please don't discriminate while giving interviews. You have to give interviews for every damn thing. Everything that comes your way, give interviews. That is how you will get better at it. Some stupid companies, some startups, just go and give interviews, man. Just don't discriminate. I think she's asking, what is it? CV preparation, please. Sorry, was not regular. CV, no. CV preparation, you guys will have to raise a ticket with your support team. They will communicate whenever that is. It should be a 2 or 3 hour session. We have a team, they optimize your CV. They'll have a brief discussion. Most of your answers will be there. If there is any concern, then you talk to me, I'll sort it out. Yeah, Priyanka, madam.
So regarding the CV, you said that we have to show 5-6 years of experience if it
How
is.
much total experience you have?
I have 15 years.
Minimum 5.
Yeah. So what kind? I mean, will they also provide projects which we can add in the resume?
Whatever projects you have been using, say that is the so you were in IT only, right?
Yeah, IT, but in testing.
That's fine. You were the Scrum Master of those teams that you were handling.
So no.
So if I ask you how many developers and QAs were in your team, you would be able to tell. You would know what sort of stories were coming your way.
Yes. Yeah.
Correct.
But it was a waterfall project. It's not a. I mean, it's a long ongoing project.
So that was what if that was being done as an agile way? That you have to imagine. Because if I give you some other project, you will not be able to give that information. It's authentic information you have, organic only. Now you just have to assume that it was an agile project.
Because, for example, the project I was working on, it was from a medical domain project. So it's a very long running. It's like continuously for 10 years. It was almost, I was there in 8-9 years in that same project. So
what you have to tell is that you were in healthcare domain only, but you have handled 3 teams, 2 or 3 teams.
Okay.
Healthcare domain only, but 2 or 3 different teams. For one product, you were working for 3.5 years. You were handling one product team and one support team. For the other thing, you were handling one Scrum team. Something like that you can tell. But you are aware of what sort of stories, what kind of requirements were coming. You can assume those were stories. You can assume instead of delivering after 6 months, you had a release cycle of 3 months. There was a sprint of 10 days or 15 days, whatever. Those sorts of things you can assume. But you will not be able to comfortably answer these things in your first 2 or 3 interviews. There will be cross questions. And then based on that, then you will figure out this is what they are asking me. If I say this is the cross question which is coming. Then after 2-3 interviews, you will be sorted. Yeah, Wasim sir, you have a question.
Sir, what for the non-IT persons?
Non-IT people, okay. Then I'll help out.
When, sir?
When, sir, one of these, I think after the class is over, then you guys show me your CV and then I'll sort it out. Yeah. What sort of experience you can show, and I'll give you some indications on what sort of projects you can use.
Okay. So next week we can show?
Next week we can do that. Okay. Which domain you were in?
I'm into VFX and animation.
Animation is close to software only.
Yeah, I also handle team and the deadlines and the clients' reviews and all this.
You can use same teams, and you say you were handling you were doing agile in whatever you were handling. That's all.
Okay.
That's all. You don't have to do Java or .NET to be agile. You were doing, and so some of these companies who are doing visual or graphics and all, they would be interested in doing agile. So they would even prefer you. So any team which is predominantly into UX designs and all, they would in fact prefer you.
Okay, sir. So it is not a chance for me to get into IT.
No, why not?
As a Scrum Master?
There is no. So there is every chance. So whatever you were doing it for this team, but you were doing agile. The process you were following, grooming was happening, reviews were happening. They are more interested in. They are not going to make you work on Java. They are more interested in whether you know the process and whether you can handle the day-to-day issues for a software team.
Okay, sir.
And this is very similar to software also. So you shouldn't have any issues. In fact, I had 2-3 students earlier also from this domain.
Okay, sir. Nice.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, Mohammed sir.
So Scrum can be used in other industries as well.
Other education, media, there is less adoption in India, but you can use real estate, marketing, sales teams can use Kanban. But the popular is IT only. Yeah, Sudipta.
Yeah, just one thing came to my mind is like we are going with Scrum, we are going with the Kanban board, right? So Safe is also going to be covered. Just want to know, like in Jira, both Scrum and Kanban board can be made. Is there is another thing called Safe, or like Safe looks into this too?
No, Safe works at multiple levels. On a basic level, you will be either in a Scrum or a Kanban team.
Okay.
But there could be additional things that you would be doing as a part of Safe. But on a basic level, you will still be in a Scrum or a Kanban team.
Okay. So there is no board structure of Safe.
There is a board structure for not
Oh.
for individual teams, for multi teams.
Multi.
There is some program dependency board that also I'll show you.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Got
So
it.
in Safe, they use threads, right? My previous organization, I've seen they are using some threads to have the dependency. That is called Safe.
Program
Right?
dependency board. Yeah, program board. It looks very complicated, but it's not that difficult. We'll go through that.
Thanks.
Okay, can we wind up for today and have a blast, guys, tomorrow, and then see you on. But go through these blockers. I'll send the second PPT also, which has other things. And then we have to go through the questions also for each event, where we'll get into more details. But
Sir,
blockers I wanted to cover so that you can appear for startup interviews at least. They will
sir,
ask you what sort of issues you get, you can explain.
sir, can you share over here actually in chat? Is it possible to share that PPT?
In
In the
chat,
chat, yeah, you can share, I think.
no, yeah, there
Or
is no option. Is there any option? Screenshot is there. Oh, file is there, yeah.
drag and drop over there, maybe.
Oh boy. No, it's Google Drive. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
Or link, yeah. Google Drive link.
One sec. Let me try that. That's a
From
good.
file.
That's a good idea. Where is the? Okay. See if you guys are on. Yeah. It's working, bro. Very nice. Good. This is just a crap UX interface
Yes,
they
sir.
have, so
Got it.
I'm not very comfortable with this. So I never explored any option. You guys can open it.
Yes, got it, sir.
Okay. Is it working? You can see. I am also opening it. Did I send the right presentation? Yeah. This is fine. See, blockers are there also on not or not. It should be there. Or it's opening multiple pages.
Yes, it is opening. Yeah.
It's there, no?
Yeah.
This is good here. I'll use this one. Okay. In fact, I'll send you the first presentation also. Fine.
Yeah. This is with user stories example, right? That one.
Yes. It has all sorts of other things also.
Yeah, got it.
Okay, so I've already shared you two PPTs. If you go, you have to be very familiar with all the pages of this PPT. If you know these two PPTs, if you know blockers, that's enough. You can get into.
Can you share the first PPT as well?
Yeah, I will share the first
Thank
PPT. Good idea. I never thought we could do this. Actually, we had some other mechanism also, but then I mean, normally we used to do it for with WhatsApp also, but there is some legality now. I can't get into WhatsApp groups. So then, okay, this is, I'll share it. Yeah, okay. I am sending you one more presentation. I think this is a little older one which I have sent you. I'll send you one more. I think this is the correct one. It has more updated information. Yeah, I think, yeah, use this, the last one. It has more information. So if you look at it, it has, this one has for 34 pages, it has blockers also. Each blocker is there. I'll show it to you also next time. We can discuss it. Okay, then you want, what do you want? What else you want? You want the first presentation also, which is the Scrum introduction presentation. I have too many things I should not. Where did that go? Okay. Done here. All send. I'll just send a quick poll and then we can wind up for today. Okay, guys, have a blast. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay, sir. Bye. Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Bye. Take care.
Thank,
Bye.
take care.
Thank you. Thank you.